In the name of the Father, and of the Son, the Holy Spirit, one true God. Blessings to you all, my dearly beloved brothers and sisters, as we gather together to meditate on the life of Jesus and the events associated with the Holy Week, the Passion of Jesus Christ. Interestingly, all the events that we are going to be meditating on are found in all the four Gospels, namely that of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Even a preliminary reading of the Gospels would indicate that while the first three Gospels, those of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, are very similar in their presentation of the life of Jesus, while St. John stands out distinctively as having a very different perspective on the life of Jesus. For instance, if one compares the first three Gospels, usually termed the Synoptic Gospels, and that of St. John, one notices that the cleansing of the temple is placed at the beginning of St. John's Gospel, whereas in the Synoptic Gospels it comes towards the end of the life of Jesus, or the time that he is going to suffer his passion. Similarly, one of the most important and significant issues in the life of Jesus, the Last Supper, which is found as the bedrock of Christian worship and observances, is lacking in the Gospel according to St. John. So with these differences, we usually have a different understanding of the life of Jesus in St. John's Gospel, but in the Gospels of St. Matthew, St. Mark, and St. Luke, one sees a rather similar pattern. However, when it comes to the passion or the events in the life of Jesus at the close, one notices that the traditions are rather common. They all present the life of Jesus, especially from the time that Jesus experiences the trial and the temptation in the Garden of Gethsemane, the presentation of Jesus to the high priest, and then brought to Pilate, where the crowds cry for his crucifixion. And then you will find that Jesus Christ has to bear his cross, falling several times as he carries the cross to Golgotha. And then there is the instance of Jesus being supported by Simon of Cyril to carry his cross, the crucifixion itself, the death and burial, and then the culmination of the passion narrative, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. For today's meditation, we are going to be dealing with Jesus' arrest at the Garden of Gethsemane. What exactly is taking place here? In the Synoptic Gospels, one understands that Jesus commits himself to this experience of being arrested in full awareness that they will take him, persecute him, and then eventually crucify him. But God is able to work beyond this so that on the third day he will rise again from the dead. Very interesting again is that in the Garden of Gethsemane, in St. John's Gospel, one finds a slightly different variation. When the people come to arrest Jesus Christ, they ask, "Who is this Jesus of Nazareth?" And Jesus says, "I am." The very words that God uses in the Old Testament to signify his identity and his name. And when Jesus discloses his identity, one notices that St. John describes that the people fell back to the ground. And that is an intensification of this whole episode of being arrested. But let us pursue this event a little bit deeper. What happens in this particular instance is Jesus' full knowledge that the people or the representatives of this world of darkness cannot have any power over him unless he submits himself. And therefore, what is happening is that the response of Jesus that he can triumph over evil no matter what the circumstances. I want to leave you with that message that no matter what happens in a person's life, the goodness of God is always able to transcend and surmount all evil that happens in one's life or in the world around us. So that in the case of Jesus too, what one sees is that when evil seems to gain control, Jesus' absolute faith that God the Father would turn all that into an event of blessing for the whole world. May you try to understand this deeper lesson as we think about the arrest of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. God bless you all.